Hello, my dear students. Hope you all are fine. I am Dev sir. Dev नाम छोटा है. Now we are almost at the end of the chapter of human eye and colorful world. Fine. So here towards the end of the chapter, we have to understand first of all the dispersion of light. Topic, that is dispersion of light. A very beautiful topic, undoubtedly a very beautiful topic. Basically, what is dispersion of light? See, if supposing we have a prism, if we have a prism and a white light is made to fall on the prism. This is a white light. White ray of light is supposed to fall on the prism. Then what happens? This light, it disperses into its component colors, constituent colors. White light is having number of colors in it, and it disperses into its component colors. Basically, these colors are nothing but seven colors. They are Vibgyor. Fine. These are Vibgyor. Violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, red. And here you have to be very careful. The one which is most deviated, means it is most bent, is the violet. Red is the least bent. That is the property. Basically, red has strongest of all the wavelength, biggest wavelength, and the shortest wavelength is of the violet color. Fine. This you have to remember very nicely. Diagram will go wrong if you label it in the reverse fashion. Violet will be deviated the most, with the red color deviating the least. And this, the wavelength of red color and up to the blue color, they are going to play a very huge role. Violet and indigo, they have shortest of the wavelength, and they just can't travel a distance, considerable distance. They just vanish off, they just scatter off, means they just are moved off. But from here, blue, green, yellow, orange, red, of course the blue, orange and red, they play a very big role in our phenomena that we are going to learn. So this basically is called as dispersion of light. When a white light is incident on a prism, it disperses in its constituent colors. This phenomena is called as dispersion of light. You have to understand one more thing. Supposing if this same white light, if I happen to same quality prism, if I keep over here, and only thing is that I keep it inverted, then this light, this spectrum, this is a spectrum, it will unite again. And a white beam of light, which is actually parallel to this but only shifted, will come out. Fine. This basically behaves like the rectangular slab that we have learned before, glass slab. That is why in the rectangular glass slab we don't get any dispersion of light. We only happen to see that light passes, the incident ray of light and the emergent ray of light are parallel to each other, only that there is a shift over there. So similarly, if you will see over here, there is a shift over here, but the incident light and the emergent ray, they both will be parallel to each other. So this happens when two prisms, when the first prism gives a rainbow, these constituent colors, when they are happen to fall on the other prism, which is inverted, then a white light comes out of it. Fine. This will complete the topic of the prism. Now, in what way and where this plays a role? Of course, undoubtedly, rainbow. Rainbow formation is basically because of this only, dispersion of light that we happen to see, especially during monsoon days. See what happens over there. Who is the prism over there? The water bubble. See, basically, when does this happen? When there is moisture in the air. When after the rainfall, when there is a good amount of moisture in the air, at that time only the rainbow is seen. Because at that time these droplets, water droplets, they act like a prism. What happens? The light, white light is incident. Here refraction and dispersion takes place. Refraction and dispersion takes place over here. Fine. So here you can say this is violet, these are red, and between all colors are also there. And then here internal reflection takes place. This is internal reflection. Internal reflection takes place, and then we have of course here again a refraction can be there. And then we have a rainbow. Like this phenomena takes place over a big screen, and then we have a rainbow over there. Of course, it's not that only during the monsoon season the rainbow is supposed to be there. You can have a rainbow round the year, provided you have a system over there. If supposing the bright sunny day is there, fountain is there. If you go around a fountain and just where lots of water droplets are coming out of the fountain, they are leaving the fountain, at that time you can see the rainbow. Except what happens, you have to see that your back is to the sun, or the sun is at your back, and then you should be able to see the water droplets in the air. So you will be able to find a rainbow over there, provided sun is in the opposite direction. Okay, that time also the rainbow can be seen. So this is dispersion of light. The topic is dispersion of light, and the dispersion of light, the rainbow is the biggest phenomena which takes place because of the dispersion of light. And this is the diagram which is very, very important, where actually you can see that the white light is incident on a bubble, water bubble, and then first refraction and dispersion both takes place at this point, and then they travel with violet and red light over there, and then internal reflection is also there. They come out, and from here refraction, and they move out of the bubble, giving a nice beautiful rainbow. Okay, my dear students, so this should complete the topic of dispersion of light. Then comes, of course, the rainbow formation is because of the dispersion of light. This you should remember. Afterwards, another very important topic. Of course, each and every topic is very important. Here you can say that this is basically rainbow. Fine. Now is atmospheric refraction. Of course, it is refraction itself, but in the atmosphere. Atmospheric refraction, definitely. Of course, then, but it is definitely refraction only. Refraction, that you know that when light changes its medium, it travels from one medium into the another medium, it changes its path. This phenomena of light is called as refraction. Now, why it changes its path? It is basically because of the density of the medium. As I have told you before, that light can change its path even if supposing there is a water level, different water levels are there, and somehow the density of this water is different from the density of this water level and is different from the density of this water level. Even then you will be able to see the change of path. You will be able to see that the ray of light is changing its path, though there is water at every level, but the density of the water is different. That's why every time when the density changes, the ray of light will change its path. I have given this example before also. See, the beautiful example is basically during the time of Holi. Holi is a big fire, bonfire basically. Bonfire is not a right word, but still, big fire over there. At that time, you will see that if there is a friend of yours who is just adjacent to the Holi and he is on the other side of the Holi and you are over here, you happen to see that the friend of yours is actually continuously shaking or continuously moving from his place, whereas he is not. He is just moving like a wave, like that. His face keeps on moving like a wave. It is basically why? Why? Because this happens only when he is quite near to the, you are seeing right, your eyesight is grazing the holy fire. Why at that time? Because see here, constantly the air which is coming in contact with the fire is constantly changing. Why it is changing? Because the density of the air over there is constantly changing. Why it is changing? See, basically try to understand, my dear students. Fire is over here somewhere. You have to imagine the fire over here. The air, which is hardly a distance of 2 to 3 feet, the temperature of that air is different, very less compared to the temperature of air over here. This is a huge amount of fire over here. So when the air comes in contact with this fire, this volume of the air comes in contact with the fire, immediately the temperature rises. Air expands. See now, temperature rises, air expands, density decreases, and density decreases. That's why the light that is coming from that side, which is coming to your eyes, changes its position, changes its path, and you will see that person over there. See, the light, supposing it changes its path, it comes in this direction, and you will see the person over there straight. Fine. Now this air which is expanded and has lost its density, because it has become lighter, immediately it will move up because it has become lighter. And then as it moves up, this cold air comes here, takes the position. Cold air comes in the position, density again increases. Now the person over there, light ray comes, it reflects in this direction, refracts in this direction, and then you will be able to see the person over there. He changes the person's face changes its place from there to here. Fine. Now again this air, immediately temperature rises, immediately it expands, immediately density decreases, and again the person goes to that position. Again the air rises high, another air comes, cold air, density decreases, again the ray of light changes its path, refraction takes place again the person goes over. Like this, the person on the other side will keep on changing his position. This is the refraction of light. This keeps on happening every now and then, which happens in a small water tumbler, in a swimming pool, it happens in the society, and same thing happens in the space. What happens? See, supposing if a star is over here, लगेगा ना, लेकिन I was about writing it. I'll need it anyway. Star is over here. Now what happens? There is an atmosphere continuously over here. There is, of course, the atmosphere, as we go over here, the atmosphere is less. Over here the atmosphere, as you come closer to the earth, the density of the atmosphere goes on increasing. Density of the atmosphere goes on increasing, and because of this light which is coming from the star, it keeps on changing its position, it keeps on bending, it keeps on bending, it keeps on bending, it keeps on bending, and by the time it reaches over here, the observer, it has bent a lot. But for us, because for us, where does this appear to be? It has to be a straight line now. and for us this is the position of the star, apparent position of the star. Apparent means position of star, and this is the actual position of star. Fine. For us the star will happen to be over here. Of course, now what happens over here, this also tremendous amount of change is there, continuous. This also is not a fixed change of density of air. Continuously these layers are continuously moving. These layers are continuously moving, and because of that the density also is completely continuously shaking over there, and that's why this bend is also continuously changing its position. The bend is also continuously changing. It is not stationary. So because of that, the star also keeps on moving its position. Sometimes you happen to see that the star are actually shaking like that. They're slightly vibrating over there. That is basically because of, again, atmospheric refraction. They happen to be, the apparent position of the star is slightly higher than the actual position because of the atmospheric refraction. Atmosphere, the density of the atmosphere keeps on changing. The density becomes higher as you come closer to the earth. Because of that, the rays of light that come from the stars, they keep on bending. But for us, the star appears to be in a straight line, which is slightly higher than the actual position, and the star appears over there. Are you getting my point? Of course, then the twinkling of stars also is of the same fashion. This also is because of that only. As the intensity of the light that comes, this star is not going to twinkle on its own. Star is not going to, it appears to twinkle. It is not that star is leaving more light and less light, more light and it is getting dim and then shining and then dim and then shining. It's not happening like that. It is not happening like that. But then what happens is that when the ray of light is coming from the denser medium, again there is a density change, then again there is a density high, again the density decreases. Continuously the density is keeping on changing. So because of that change in density, the refraction also is taking place, and at that time the intensity of the light also continuously changes. The intensity of the light continuously changes. It's not that density only rapidly and uniformly goes on decreasing only. In between, the density which is decreased, the density which has decreased, immediately it may rise. Again the density goes on increasing, immediately in between it falls. Again it goes on increasing, again it falls. So when it falls, at that time the intensity of the light will change. When it increases, then again the intensity of light will change. And whenever the intensity of light will increase, decrease, it change, we feel that the star is twinkling. That is basically again refraction of light. Okay. So there are 2-3 things that we have to understand. The refraction of light takes place. The twinkling of stars takes place because of the refraction of light. Star position appears to be higher than whatever it is. Again because of refraction of light. One more important thing, my dear students, this is very important and you have to understand this. See, stars are point source of light. Point source of light, because they are very far from the earth. They are very, very, very far from the earth, and that's why they become a point source of light. So whatever is happening, this is happening at a point level, and that's why things are changing in such a drastic fashion, because it is happening to a point. Star shines or star appear to twinkle. They twinkle. Do planets twinkle? Planets don't twinkle. Moon does not twinkle. Now you don't say that the moon does not have its own light. Moon also gives its light. Only thing is that it is the light which he borrows from the sun. The sun's reflected light he throws on us. But whatever it is, at that time he is throwing some light. Then why is the moon not twinkling like the star? Means though it is the borrowed light, though it is the reflected light, that light also should refract. That light also should refract. It should also change its intensity when the density of the atmosphere keeps on changing, that light also will undergo refraction. That light also will change its intensity again and again, and it should twinkle. But moon doesn't twinkle. Why? The difference is moon is not a point source of light. Star is a point source of light. Moon is a big source of light. It has got, see, for the moon what happens? For the moon what happens? There are infinite number of point sources over here. See, we can consider that moon is so big, and if I consider that one star is there over here, like this there will be crores and crores of stars fitting in that one position. Fine. So definitely, as we say, whatever is happening to the star, the point source over here, is happening with each and every point source on the moon. If I consider each point on the moon as a point source, definitely the light coming from each point is getting refracted, and definitely the intensity of the light that is coming from each point is changing. But like this, there are many point sources over there, not one point source. So what happens, that the refraction that is taking place over there, the change in the path that is taking place over there, the change in the intensity of the light that is taking place over there gets averaged. It gets averaged. The overall intensity, the intensity of this point source will be increasing, the intensity of this point source will be decreasing, the intensity of this point source will be decreasing, this will be increasing. Every point source will be having a different intensity of light refracting from its side, and then eventually all of them gets averaged somewhere, and the same intensity keeps on coming from there. That's why moon or the planets don't twinkle. Satellite, moon is a satellite, but even like moon or any other planet, they don't twinkle, whereas stars twinkle, because stars are very away from us and they are point source of light. Okay, my dear students, so this is again very important topic. This you have to understand. The language may be different. The language of this, why moon doesn't appear to twinkle like the stars. The idea is this, understand the concept behind this idea, that moon is not a point source of light, whereas stars have a point source of light. We have infinite number of point sources on the surface of the moon. And definitely each point source on the surface of the moon is undergoing refraction, and is the intensity of each light that is coming from the surface of the moon is changing. But then all the point sources average out the intensity of light, and the average intensity of light remains constant. This is the basic concept. Are you getting? And that's why moon and other planets don't twinkle, stars twinkle. I hope you are clear with this idea of stars, why they twinkle, why they appear to be in a different position. This is all because of atmospheric refraction of light. Another one very important topic is early sunrise and delayed sunset. Delayed sunset. This is also because of the atmospheric refraction of light. See, basically what happens, like supposing if we are on this earth, this is an earth, of course not very spherical. Supposing this is the earth. Now you are standing over here. Fine. For you to be over here, this is going to be your horizon. Fine. This is the horizon. Now sun is over here, is not yet risen. It is below the horizon. So basically the sunrise is not taking place. The rays of light, now because there is basically here at the horizon, the density of the atmosphere continuously goes on changing. It is continuously increasing. So the rays of light that come from here, they keep on bending, and then they reach over here. Fine. Then they reach over here to the observer. Fine. And the observer, where though the rays of light has reached his eyes, so he will appear to see the sun over here. For him, sunrise is taking place, though it is actually not. So that's why we say this is an early sunrise. Same thing happens in the concept of delayed sunset. Delayed sunset, the sun basically is going on here, it is there, and basically now it has set. Sun has set over here. But though the sun has set over here and you are standing over here, the rays of light, they bend and reach over here, and then the sun appears to be over here. So for you, the sun has not set. The sun has not set. For us, on the horizon, the sun has not set, but actually sun has set. So this is called as delayed sunset. Why this takes place? See, my dear students, again from the first lecture I have told you which light plays a role. The light that falls on the object, and then that light which is falling on the object and then coming to your eyes, that is going to create the image. That is going to play the role. So here also, the light that comes from the sun, that is going to play the role where you will be able to see the sun. So this light continuously, because there is continuous difference in the atmospheric density, so the ray of light keeps on bending. Of course, the density goes on increasing as you go closer to the earth. So that's why the ray of light keeps on bending towards the normal and inside, and then it reaches you. But as light travels in a straight path, for you, the ray of light which actually goes in the straight line, you will be able to see the sun over here. Are you getting? And that's why we see early sunrise. Same thing happens over here. The light which comes from the sun keeps on bending inwards, and then it reaches you, and then where you are able to see the sun, where in the straight line, that is above the horizon, whereas sun actually is below the horizon. Sun actually has set, but you are seeing it straight at the horizon. So for you, the sun has not set. So these all things play a very important role, and the reason for this, the Jadugar, the magician, is basically the atmospheric refraction of light. Okay, my dear students, so this is what atmospheric refraction of light is. And next, the topic is scattering of light. Scattering of light, this is again a very important topic and a very different topic. Basically, see, scattering of light and dispersion of light, students usually get confused because they sound the same, but they are not sounding the same at all. Scattering of light is different and dispersion of light is different. When light falls on any particle, not necessarily a transparent medium like a prism or a glass slab, when it falls on any particle, dust particle or any particles in the atmosphere, at that time, depending on the size of that particle, light scatters. Light scatters. Are you getting? And that light which scatters depending on the size of the particle, that phenomena is called as scattering of light. And why it is important? Because depending on the size of the particle, the color of the light will be scattered. Okay, very tiny particle, the shorter wavelength will be scattered. So what happens basically when light falls on a particle, at that time it is possible that blue light will be scattered away. So what stays over there is the red light. Red light stays over there, and again depending on the wavelength, the color of the light changes. Greater the wavelength, the light, rub the diagram. VIBGYOR, violet has the shortest wavelength. Coming up, blue has less shorter wavelength, means greater wavelength compared to the violet light, and red light has the maximum wavelength. So red light travels the maximum distance. Red light travels the maximum distance compared to the blue light. Are you getting? Now what happens? Why does the sun appear red during the sunrise, and same sun when it is overhead, at that time it is not red? The reason is the same. See what happens during the sunrise, the distance between you and the sun is greater, and the overhead sun, the distance is comparatively lesser. Now here what happens, here the distance is greater, the blue light scattered off, but it is not enough to reach to your eyes. It will not be able to travel that distance and reach to your eyes. Okay, but here red light stays, and red light travels that much distance. It is able to be seen. That's why sun appears red in color, orange in color, because this light has got greater wavelength and it is able to travel that much distance. Whereas the blue light has scattered away, it is not there, but the red light stays over there, and that blue light which is scattered away is unable to reach you. Fine. That's why the sunrise appears red in color. Same when you go to the overhead sun, it has to travel a lesser distance. Over there also it is scattering, the blue light is scattered off. That's why the sky appears blue in color. Blue light is scattered off, and you are able to see that blue color because that time the distance traveled is shorter. So you will be able to see the sky as blue in color. Are you getting, my dear students? So this is basically because of the scattering effect of light. Tyndall effect. Tyndall effect is basically the same. If you allow a light to fall from a small beam of light is allowed to travel into the dark room, you are able to see the path of the light, because light which is falling on every particle over there is getting scattered and is creating a path of its own. That basically is a Tyndall effect, which we have learnt in 9th. So my dear students, colors, yeah, yes, nothing is left, my darling. So this is all for the last part of the chapter. We have completed the chapter. See, the last part of the chapter, the human eye and the colorful world. The colorful world consists of these all things: dispersion of light, atmospheric refraction, and scattering effect of light. Okay, so in this case what happens, dispersion of light is the phenomena of when the white light is incident on a prism, it disperses into its constituent colors. This phenomena is called as dispersion of light. Why it happens? Because every color has a different velocity in a medium. So that's why it gets deviated in a different angle. The red deviates the least while the violet deviates the most, because the speed of violet is the least, speed of red light is the most. Again here, before I forget, the signals also, the danger signals and everything, they are usually red in color. When you go over there on the roads and everything, smoky light or smoky atmosphere and everything is there, at that time the red color indicators are made over there, because the same thing, red will travel the largest distance of all the lights, so it will be seen. That's why red color signals are made, because wavelength of red is highest. So why the dispersion of light takes place? Because each color of light has a different wavelength and has a different velocity. Because of that, it deviates in different angles. and that's why dispersion of light takes place. This dispersion of light plays a big role in the formation of a rainbow, which actually where the small water droplets play the role of a prism, where the light first it refracts and refracts and undergoes dispersion also. Refraction and dispersion both are seen, then internal reflection is seen, then again refraction is seen, and then the rainbow, the collective performance of all these water bubbles gives rise to a rainbow. Fine. Then we have got atmospheric refraction playing a role. I have given number of examples. Bonfire, Holika also I have given an example, and also this star, the apparent position of the star is always slightly higher compared to the actual position of the star. This is also refraction taking place because of the change in the density of the atmosphere, continuously changing density of the atmosphere. How is the density changing? As you come closer to the earth, the density of the atmosphere goes on increasing, and that's why the light keeps on bending towards the normal, it keeps on bending inwards. But then you happen to see the star in the straight line up. Fine. The same thing happens with the sunrise. There is an early sunrise, there is an early sunset, delayed sunset. Early sunrise, delayed sunset is also because of the atmospheric refraction of light. Fine, my dear students. So this is there. And then scattering of light. Scattering of light, again here it is something different. Scattering of light is basically when the light falls on the particle, the light scatters, and when it scatters, depending on the size of the particle, the different wavelength colors are scattered. Fine. So, and also because the wavelength is shorter, the shorter wavelength light will not be able to travel a longer distance. So that's why we happen to see because of this scattering of light, we happen to see the sun red in color. Sunrise early because of atmospheric refraction. Sun red in color because of scattering of light. See, there is a difference between the two. The reason is different. Red color sunrise is because of the scattering of light, because the blue color is scattered away. So the red color is there, but at that time the distance between the sun and the observer is greater compared to the distance between the sun and the observer during the noon. At the noon the distance is shorter. At the sunrise, the distance is longer because you are on the horizon. So here the red light will travel all the distance over there, and that's why red color is seen, and that's why sun is red in color when it is during the time of a sunrise. Same when it goes in the day. During the day we see the sky appears blue because at that time the blue color is scattered off and it is at the shorter distance. So that is what. And of course, this topic is again very important. Why planets don't twinkle, why stars twinkle. This is again very important. So dear students, read the chapter again and again. Do it well. I hope these two chapters, light, reflection and refraction, human eye and the colorful world, are nicely done. Read the chapter again and again. Bring your doubts. Doubts give more exchange of information, ideas, concepts, and you will understand the chapter in a better way. Okay, my dear students, thank you.